Yo. Welcome to the Plaz and Logic Show, where me and my dog LOGIC talk nothing but the good sports, nothing but the good topics. What's up, my dog? How you doing?
Man, chilling, getting ready for the holidays.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, everything. Happy holidays to everyone. Enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones.
Exactly, bro. What did you say? You said Happy Hanukkah, right?
Yes, sir.
So Hanukkah, what they do the light the candles, right?
You're asking too much now, but I think so. Yeah.
I thought you knew all the answers.
Yeah.
Apparently you don't. All right, I get it. Like El said, happy holidays to everybody, man. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You feel me?
Yes, sir. We here.
Yeah, man. We back. El, it's been a great week of football, man. It's been just a great week of sports, bro.
Yeah, it has been, man. It's been the highs and lows, man. I've experienced everything and every emotion you can feel as a fan in the last like 60 hours. Everything.
Yeah, I done seen you extremely happy, extremely sad, extremely mad. But I try to tell you, bro, when it come to these sports and stuff like that, one thing you cannot do is let your blood pressure boil. Cause sports will make your blood pressure go through the roof.
It will, man. You know, as a fan and fanatic.
You would be mad as a motherfucker, and you really just at home chilling and everything is great, but let your team lose and see what happens. You be pissed. You don't want to talk to nobody. And you know one thing about sports, when you playing, when your team playing, and then you hear Chris Collinsworth or some motherfucking body, when they talking, you don't want to hear nothing they got to say. When your team losing, you don't want to hear shit. Nah, them announcers and commentators make you mad as hell when they do it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't be wanting to listen to anything. I don't be wanting to listen to post-conference interviews. I don't want to hear nothing. I almost had to take like an hour to myself just to get myself together and prepare for the world sometimes. So I feel you. I shouldn't feel like that. But that's the fanatic and that's the fan and fanatic in me. And you know, we love our home team, man. We love our particular teams that we love. So it's been tough.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. So this show right here, we're gonna do something a little different, L. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in a friend of ours, you know what I'm saying, that loves his Packers, loves his teams. What it do, cuz? What it do? I see my cuz Luck checking in. Shout out Luck, man. Appreciate you for checking in with us, cuz. You gotta come back out here and kick it with us. You already know how the Browns do. The Browns is in town.
What up?
But yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna have our homeboy Chris Leopold check in to the show, man. Y'all give it up for our dog, Chris Leopold. What up, Chris?
Oh, what's up, Pete? Thank you guys so much for having me.
No doubt, man. We see you over there chilling, man. Appreciate you stopping by the Plaza Logic show. it wasn't really nobody who I could think of that would better fit this episode than you, considering what's transpired in the NFL this week. We're gonna get right into it, man. The Green Bay Packers. It was a rough week. It was a rough week, guys. It was a rough week.
It was a real week. Absolutely. We're feeling it. We're feeling it for weeks in a row. It's been an up and down season here in Wisconsin sports. In a lot of ways, whether it's Giannis leaving or the Packers playing, it's rough, especially when you drop one to a rival like Chicago.
Yeah, bro, man. So the Packers, man, like he just said, went to Soldier Field and lost 16-22 in a. I mean, like it was a thriller. The Packers had control of the game the whole time, and then towards the end of the game, they just fell apart.
My blood is boiling just thinking about it right now. I almost damn can't open my eyes right now to even look at that score. I can't believe that. Like, what can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law was so applicable. I don't know what the probability going into, the last 10 minutes of winning that game, but it had to be in the 90s. It had to be. And we found
I
a
mean,
way.
yeah, it's absolutely insane, man. Whether you're talking about, I think you need to start with the injury to Jordan Love and the substitution and play of Malik Willis. I felt like when he went in, we were still good. It felt like all the Bears planning was aimed and directed at taking care of Jordan Love. Shut down. I thought Willis added this whole aspect, this area of the game that they just weren't prepared for, and that it was going really well for us. And then that fourth quarter hit, right? And things just started to compound.
Mm-hmm.
And Elle and I were talking with our good friend Richie, who's a Bears fan. What was going on, and even our Bears fans were going, "This thing's over." The onside kicks are a thing of the past. They don't work out in the NFL anymore. This game's over. And as soon as he said that, the Bears recovered the onside kick. It was brutal to watch. It was hard to watch.
Well, considering you saying it brutal and you bringing up the onside kick, actually let's take a look at what really went down on this, y'all.
The onside kick, it's laying around, got to pick it up, and it's loose on the ground. Who's
I saw it in slow motion because to me it appeared like the ball just stayed there and no one just attacked the ball. Dobbs kind of waited for it to come to him instead of really attacking the ball, and as a result, it we see as a result what happened. How the what?
Yeah.
I mean, can we talk about why Dobbs is there catching that ball in the first place? I mean, the guy's so concussion prone that he's got to wear the halo every day. I mean, the guy's fragile. All
Look
right.
at
It's like asking Christian Watson to catch that thing. He should have been there in the first place.
That big ass helmet is supposed to help him, give him some type of confidence to be able to attack the ball. You're supposed to be the hands. You're a wide receiver. That's why you're put in that position. And he had just made that wonderful catch. Who would ever thought it? It was just so much momentum that was going in that direction and so many things that even led to that. It shouldn't have. Oh, Jesus Christ. I
at
gotta
that
relive.
point, you just could feel the momentum just
Yeah.
building the Packers. It was like almost everything that's indicating that this game is gonna be lost start happening. All the way to when you get to overtime and you get to fourth down and then you fumble the ball. I mean, it was almost no like doubt in my mind that they was gonna either go down there and score or we lost the game at that point.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, when you get as used to slapping up the Bears as we have become, Aaron Rodgers to this day, even in Pittsburgh, likes to talk about his ownership of the Chicago Bears,
Yeah.
right? And how Jordan Love has kept it on. You had Ben Johnson come on in the preseason talking about how he enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur 2 times a year in Detroit. I'd like to point out that, didn't do so well this year. But anytime we're giving up games to Chicago, it's time to reevaluate. I mean, they've talked about Matt LaFleur losing play calling, and I don't know that I'm concerned about it. I don't know that we're there yet, but it's worth the conversation. Really, our season changed 2 weeks ago when Micaiah Parsons went down. That's
Yeah.
when things really went sideways for us because it exposed
Micah
a Micah Parsons, huge weakness for us in Rashad Gary and Luke Van Ness, right? Is Rashad Gary, who's stuck at 7.5 sacks on the season, hasn't committed a sack. And I know this is hard for you to hear, El, because I know your love of all things Rashad Gary. All right. But in case you didn't know, I just had to look before the beginning of the season, before what his stats were for that game. Interception 0, yards 0, touchdown 0, fumble 0. You know what he did? No tackles, no solo combination, no assists, 2 quarterback hits. That's what he did last week. That's how he filled the shoes of of Parsons, and it's a glaring concern. Now, with that being said, I think there's a lot of bright spots for Green Bay, right? And El, I got to tell you, I'm impressed that you let me get. That's the most I've ever gotten to say about Rashad Gary without you just absolutely losing your mind on me, bro. And I'm so proud of you that I think you're coming to see the light. But we're a young team, and we have been for a couple of years. I think that this year is more a expo of our injuries and our need for better conditioning than it is. Outside of Christian Watson, who apparently is some kind of android who can rebuild himself after each injury.
Yeah. What it seems
All
like.
right.
Out my man Carl on checking in. What up, Carl? El, go ahead. What's your point of view on that?
All right. Well, you're partially correct. I have come to understand that I've become spoiled with seeing Micah Parsons and kind of noticing the difference without him. Even prior to that, he had at least, like you said, 7.5 sacks going into the 8th week, and he hasn't had a sack since then. And he was the one that was making the comments about what the D line was going to show and what was going to come up. What it's shown is, I feel, is it if it's exposed a bigger issue, and not so much Luke Van Ness and Rashawn, but our cornerbacks. The ability for Micah Parsons to be able to put pressure on the quarterback, or even just to add another element to where you can get someone like Rashawn, or even Van Ness, or someone else on a D line, whether it's Cox. He kind of brings that out. But the fact that we don't have him there now, those cornerbacks are going to have way more. It's going to be more time for that quarterback to find those wide receivers. Now, our cornerbacks has always been a question mark, but they haven't really been exposed because we didn't really have to worry about that. They played zone. But now it's like, when you see Keyshawn Nixon, get killed on that play, and you see just how exposed, even just how Sutton was doing them in the prior game in Denver, you really think about those conversations we had, even when we were thinking about the draft and where we were having some of those liabilities that we thought were the biggest liabilities, which was cornerbacks. And we kind of just went over everything and just lulled over it, losing Jair Alexander, saying that we can put Keyshawn Nixon here, saying that we can put Hobbs in a hybrid type situation and put him out there, and not even, taking consideration that we really do need a shutdown quarterback. Keyshawn Nixon was that nickel corner. Now we got him on the outside, and it's showing that element that's always been a concern. We gotta get somebody. We gotta get some cornerbacks there, because if we can't get pressure, we're gonna get exposed. This won't be the first. Won't be the last.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
doubt.
yeah, I agree with you on that one. Looking at the defense, I mean, they played all right, like to not have Micah in the game. They did all right. They put a little pressure on Caleb, but Caleb was 19 for 34, 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, which all of that pretty much came in that last quarter. He just got on fire in that last quarter, and it wasn't nothing you could stop. Now, Jordan Love did go down with a concussion. Before he went down with the concussion, he was playing pretty good. He was 8 for 13, had 77 yards. He was keeping the offense going. They looked good. But what you cannot take away from the Packers is the backup quarterback play. A lot of teams don't have a backup that can kind of come in and change the whole offense as a Malik Willis. The team that you playing against may have game plan for a Jordan Love, but then it's a big curveball when you get a Malik Willis in the game. So you got to give props to LaFleur and the coaching staff for having that type of scheme, for them to be able to switch it up just like that. Now, Malik came in, he was 9 of 11, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, played mistake-free, did not turn the ball over. That's pretty much all you can ask from your backup like that. He came in and he managed the game and gave his team a chance to win.
Yeah, not even managing the game. He looked awesome, man. He was great. It's just those critical errors at the end that the great teams, and you got to find a way to pull those out. And this just hurt because you lost Jordan Love, and everybody in the game looked great until the last 10 minutes. You started feeling that, and just from that point, it just Murphy's law. What can go wrong did go wrong.
Chris, what did you do? I'm curious. At the end of the game, what did you end up doing? How was your night?
Oh, listen, man. That was the end of a night. That was the end of my weekend. That I didn't want to get up and watch Sunday football. It did not. It was a mood killer, man. It's one thing about my lovely and understanding wife is that I certainly can live and die by my sports team sometimes. And what started off as a incredible year for the Green Bay Packers has slowly eroded into a conditioning and injury, you know, game that I want no part of. It's nice to know that we're a really young team that, we're still, for the second year in a row, we're the youngest team in the league. We got a lot of growing to do. I think we need some security on our offensive line, some regularity, a little more there. Somebody to make sure that we're keeping Jordan on his feet there.
Yeah.
Um, Outside of that, we're not a whole lot of pieces away from being a very competitive team. Whereas you look at teams like Detroit, who you think had all the pieces and didn't have a whole lot of change outside of coaching and a little bit of staff turnover, and a little bit of player turnover there,
Mhm.
um, are absolutely getting slapped up now. San Francisco's having a great year. Um, Minnesota, I thought they were crazy for believing in JJ McCarthy the way they did. I think the book's still out on that, but I think the North has gotten a lot more competitive. in the last couple of years here, and that the Packers are going to need to continue to do what the Packers do, which is worry a little less about money and focus more on winning championships. Because it's been a while since we've had a title in Titletown, and Green Bay fans are only going to stand for that for so long.
Yeah, I agree. But I feel like they have tried. Bringing Micah to the team was a big swing. That was a big swing for the Packers. You just never know when you in this NFL, man. You start off with a team, but you know what the name of the game is. Whoever can stay the healthiest.
Yeah, and
Could
historically, this thing, if we get that 7th seed position, that has worked out for us. So this might be a blessing in disguise. We went from a team that started out hot, thinking that we were going to have an undefeated season, and look what it's come to. But we finished these next 2 games out, even sit some people maybe even this next game, so everyone's healthy for the last game and going into the playoffs. Anybody get hot? I'm rolling with the pack. I still feel like even minus Micah Parsons, we were that 5th rated defense that we were last year. So we just have to go out there and prove that and make those plays, man, when it counts.
Well, yeah. Like I say, I tip my hat off to the I hate to say it, man, the Bears. They almost they seem a little for real now. It's been years where we've seen the Bears do Bears things, but they've been able to finish this year. You know what I mean? It's a crazy sight to see, but yeah. I mean, y'all think do you think they could be serious contenders?
We smashing them in the playoff.
I think the Bears have got a real future in them. I think they did a lot of heavy lifting this offseason when they went out and they took care of their offensive line, which has really been the issue with their last 3 quarterbacks is they draft a guy with incredible upside and then failed to protect him, failed to provide him the tools he needed to stay on their feet and make those throws. You couple that with their absolute innate ability to find unqualified coaches. I think they've got a good quarterback coach. I think if Caleb Williams buys in and the offensive line that they've got now, I mean, they've got at least 2 Pro Bowlers on that line, veterans who are going to get that job done. Allow Caleb some time in the pocket and make some moves. I think their running game is solid. I think the Swift Montgomery 1-2 punch has been great for them all season long.
Yeah.
Trust me, as a I have been raised to hate the Bears all my life. With that being said, it was real easy to do when the Packers were playing sound football. But the Bears have been making some moves in the right direction for the first time in decades. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it on the field. The Bears have already exceeded expectations for the year. If their season ended tomorrow, their fans would be dancing in the street.
I told my guy, I said, "Congratulations, y'all won y'all Super Bowl." You know what I'm saying? That was y'all Super Bowl.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, and again, they did it when Jordan Love was hurt, right? Which is when they beat us last year, where Jordan Love was down again there. So we could keep going. Well, the Bears can only win if they injure Jordan Love, which I love to taunt my Bear friends with. But outside of that, man, the Bears become a very good team if they start. They have a good draft. They make a couple more moves. They continue attacking the offseason the way that they have, and they could be a problem. I'd really like to see Green Bay get out there and invest in some offensive line depth. And see what we can make work.
That division is really tricky, man. It's almost year by year because last year, the Bears wasn't really shit. Then you had Minnesota and you had Detroit that was up there. Now that you got all these teams in that division that, at any time, any season can win 10 to 11 games, that's a very, very tough division right now. But I'm liking what the Packers doing, and I feel like the Packers would be They'll be all right, man. Just some injuries that really came at a bad time of the year, but I think they'll be all right. Speaking of the Bears, did y'all hear they may be moving to Gary, Indiana?
It's the only way the Bears could be more garbage is moving to Gary, Indiana. For any of your listeners who are unfamiliar with Gary or Indiana as a state, let me tell you, if you're looking to buy crack or meth, Gary, Indiana is the place for you. All
or
right.
or go
Uh,
see Michael
if
Jackson's old house. You know what I'm saying? I've been there before. Shout out to the people in Gary. I'm not gonna do that as hard as Chris went on y'all, but the
Listen,
Gary,
I've got an ex girlfriend from Gary who really did a number on me, so I've got no love lost for Gary, Indiana.
the
All
Gary,
right.
the Gary Bears. Y'all playing on it, the Gary Bears. All right, man. We're gonna get off this Green Bay Packer game. Get a little bit of other stuff that was going on around the league. Tonight we had Monday Night Football. The 49ers took care of business 48-27 over the Indianapolis Colts. Brock Purdy came out and did his thing. I'm talking about Brock Purdy looked hot from the beginning. 25 for 34, 5 touchdowns and 1 interception on 295 passing yards. On the other side of the ball, we got to give love to Phillip Rivers, man. I mean, to be that old coming out and giving it an effort like that. Now, the man couldn't throw the ball 35 yards, but he was trying. He was trying.
Yeah, he balled, man. It was nostalgic. He pulled out the Benjamin Button. He looked like he was an AI figure of his old self, but it's always intriguing and interesting when you have players come back and see what they're doing, and to see him be that accurate, even if it was just 30 yards. He balled today. He
He-
for a while no one could stop anyone. So
yeah.
uh, to see Philip out there and just see him not get injured after watching your quarterback go down, you're happy to see that. But this score ended up, I didn't think you guys would score 48, but I thought that you guys would win in this situation. McCaffrey looked really good tonight. I think, did he have one of his longest runs this season thus far? I know he averaged the most on his per carry yardage, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he was 21 carries, 117 yards tonight. Looked really good. Kittle looked really good today. 7 receptions for 1 touchdown. And like I say, you guys were speaking about injuries with the Packers, but I'm been here with the Niners, and dude, this has been one of the craziest seasons I've ever seen when it comes to injuries. Now, y'all, if y'all know the Niners, the last, you know what I'm saying, few years, we've been right there, but we've been having injuries. And this year was almost worse than any other injury. And for us to still be 11-4, you got to tip your hat off to Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when you look at the score of this game, you are absolutely looking at the tale of two seasons and two franchises headed in two very different directions, right? Is so the 49ers have struggled with an incredible injury history, not only the last couple of seasons, but especially this season, right? Especially when Brock Purdy went down for a few games there. That was what you were looking for. To see him come back and have a game like tonight is exactly what Niners fans are looking for. The Colts, man. I mean, the Colts started off the season so red hot, and the injury bug has just decimated them. Am I surprised that Philip Rivers came out and did what he did? I mean, I guess I'm surprised Philip Rivers came back. I mean,
Yeah,
the man's a grandfather. I'm
yeah,
not surprised that he looked like a shadow of himself because it's been at least 2 years. I mean, I'd have to check the date to tell you for sure. But I mean, the guy's been removed from football activity. He came back to extend his medicals by another 5 years, is what this gets him. The Colts had to put a product out on the field. I don't know that they had many other choices, but they had to have one better than a guy who hadn't thrown the football in 3 years. But I think it speaks to the injury process, to the depth of both teams. I think the 49ers have an excellent chance to continue to roll into the playoffs. They're hitting their health stride at just the right time. And the Colts, I think the Colts are just praying for the end of the season.
Yeah, they are what we thought they were. And we didn't let them
Absolutely.
off the hook. We didn't let them off the hook. Bang, bang, Niner gang, man. Shout out to Robert Saleh as well. I have to say that too. I'm talking about we lost Bosa, we lost Warner, we lost our first round draft pick. And these wasn't just for a couple weeks. These was for the season. For the season now. Like, I don't know how, too many teams can come back from something like that, man. And then on top of that, we got a wide receiver that's just doing whatever the hell he want to do and just playing real life Grand Theft Auto and drive past the goddamn stadium like a lunatic. I don't know if y'all saw it, man. Check this out.
Chris, that
Didn't
looked
even
like
slow down and throw his uniform out.
what are you listening to?
I, bro, at this point, bro, just go. If you don't want to be there, just go. You blowing money. You blowing your legacy. I mean, for what though? Like I
If he
just
didn't
don't.
want to be there, why did he renew? Why did he renew? He said this long-term contract he held out for it. He was like, I want to play for you, but pay me. And then they paid him, and he's like, I still don't want to play for you.
What the fuck is going on with these kids out here now? I don't understand it, bro. That's a lot of money that you forfeiting, and you I mean, you got to think other teams is watching this, bro. Other teams is
Yeah.
watching what you're doing. This situation with the Niners may be over, but other teams is seeing this behavior, and other owners. These owners they talk to each other. You might find yourself out of the league doing a lot of stupid shit like that. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know Ayuk. I've seen him a few times, met him a few times, but if I could give him some advice, you know what I'm saying, I would say it's a better way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just think about your future, your long term, man, because you just lost what $20 million just because you didn't want to go to the meetings and shit. Like, I mean, maybe it's a little different. I don't know, but bro, come on now. We got to do better, bro. You got to do better. You can't be driving past the employer. You know what I'm saying? Putting videos up. You almost look kind of crazy right now. You look crazy. But
Yeah.
that's all the time
There's
it's been. It pissed me off when I.
No, I feel you, man. As an athlete, you got to think we are still. They don't. A lot of times they don't want to be role models, but they are still considered role models. And you are paid a lot of money to play a certain sport, so you're expected to be professional. We all are. We all have to go to our jobs and conduct ourselves in a professional manner. And these is just opportunities that he's blowing in for other organizations that might want to be interviewing him for a job 2 or 3 years down the line. So, we got to do better, like you said.
It is what it is. Let's get to another game, man. I think y'all would like to talk about y'all boy, man, Aaron Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers win 29-24 over the Detroit Lions, which was a good game for both of us because that put my 49ers in the playoffs, and that's giving the Packers more life. The Steelers, they moved to 9-6. Pretty much taking control of that division with Baltimore losing. Aaron Rodgers played a hell of a game, man. Solid. I wouldn't say Green Bay Packer Aaron Rodgers, but for the age that he is right now, you're going 27 for 41, one touchdown, 266 yards. What I like about what Aaron Rodgers is doing right now, he's that actual fit what Pittsburgh been needing these last few years while they couldn't get, you know what I'm saying, over the hump. Now, I'm not saying that I think the Steelers going to make it to the Super Bowl or nothing like that. But what I am saying is he's been a better fit for them than the quarterbacks they had the last 5 years.
No, absolutely. I think Aaron Rodgers is a great fit in Pittsburgh. I think Tomlinson there knows exactly what he got when he got Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah,
and knew what system to put him in to help kind of breed their success there. It's been a wonderful opportunity for him in Pittsburgh. It's nice to see him kind of go out on his own terms.
yeah,
I wasn't upset when the Packers got rid of him. I was surprised that they got what they got. Um, Although I was really hoping it would be 2 1s instead of the one in the second round that we ended up getting as an exchange, because he just went out there and crippled himself as part of it. But I think he's absolutely rallied that Steelers team. I think as a coach, the coach there has done a great job about putting the game together. And once again, I think when we talk about the tale of 2 seasons here, we can continue that theory here with Detroit. Detroit has just collapsed upon
yeah,
itself this
yeah,
year,
yeah.
whether it's the injury bug, whether it's blown plays, whether it's taking your foot off the gas. They're just not the team they've been the last couple of years.
Defense.
And that,
The defense was awful. The defense couldn't stop a
yeah,
nosebleed. Warren went out there and put on the clinic. He had 14 carries for 143 yards. Now, I'm not a
right,
mathematician, but you can already tell that that's over 10 yards a carry.
right.
2 touchdowns. Now, you can't win a game like that. Goff did his thing as usual. He kept him in the game with 364 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, but the running game was obsolete. No Gibbs. Montgomery only had 14 yards this game. That was what really kind of got them. They're usually on these Detroit games, one of those two going to break out on you, but Pittsburgh held them in
Could have
check.
put up 100 yards at at least one touchdown, if not two.
Yeah, yeah. Now this game was a good game, and it ended on a crazy play. Check out this play that ended the game.
I knew right away after I caught the touchdown. Then when I got called back, I saw the flag. So probably OPI, whatever they called. And then the last one, I saw the flag too, and I didn't know the exact rule. I thought we'd get a replay it down, but I guess that's not how it goes. So just unfortunate. I just didn't really know. It was weird after the game. I didn't understand. I just needed some explanation, but I got it. So we just, like I said, it never comes down to one play. We, as an offense, there was plays to be had. They're all game, and we gotta execute better. We gotta just be overall better.
Yeah,
Yeah. This was a hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. Just going into it, you thinking, well, it's looking like Detroit is not going to be successful just because of how they've been trending. But to take it to the last play of the game and to have that many opportunities for Detroit to win, it almost seemed like it was inevitable that they were going to win. And to get a offensive pass interference and go down like that, I was so happy because Aaron Rodgers struck again. Some more magic from Aaron Rodgers in Detroit. Thank you, Aaron. Saved us again. Saved the Packers.
I didn't look at it that way, but yeah, you right. You right. Yeah, I
Well, and
just
that's what it's going to take for the Pack this year is a little luck, a little help. I mean, they talk about Amon, Amon-Ra St. Brown's comment here. Right, you got a league veteran who doesn't know what happened there. I'm not entirely sure about the penalty that ended the game there, but we could also talk about his numbers because he disappeared that entire game and didn't show up until the fourth quarter and came up short. Really, Detroit played a subpar game all the way. It was wonderful to see. Pittsburgh is really putting together some complete football there.
yeah, man.
We know he pushed off.
Yeah,
he shoved off.
He did push off. He did. That's a hell of a way to kind of see those playoff hopes dwindle down on the play like that, man. I really hate seeing when the referees take the game and decide the game. You know what I'm saying? I hate when that happens, but it was a OPO. It was offensive pass interference, and that's what it is. Also, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and switch off of that game and get to a little bit more. I'll probably run through this one a little quick. The Philadelphia Eagles comes up with a win over the Washington Commanders, who, pretty much haven't had the season that we thought they would have. Injuries, I could say, played a lot in that. Jalen Hurts pretty much did what he do mostly. When you think of the Eagles, man, you really don't think of Jalen Hurts as the quarterback that's going to put up 300-400 yards. You kind of already know that he's going to be in that 185 to 200 yard. You know what I mean? But with all those options, it's almost hard for him to be one of those players like a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen. So, Jalen Hurts did what he did: 22 for 30, 2 touchdowns, very efficient. But the tail of this game was Saquon Barkley showed up. He finally showed up, 132 yards on 21 carries, and he also got a touchdown. And that's pretty much what it was. Now, the Washington Commanders, they don't have nobody over there, man. They got Marcus Mariota starting at quarterback. I mean, Mariota had 95 passing yards. You ain't going to win a game with 95 from your quarterback. So, I don't know what to say about that one, but, maybe next year when Daniels come back and they get a couple more pieces. But Chris, like we said before, they are what we thought they were.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt here, and exactly that's it. Is I think you're seeing the Eagles return to what the Eagles do best. Um, which has always been, they've always been a great offensive line that could produce the run when they needed to, which is why Jalen Hurts has been able to do as much damage with his legs as he's always done. Now they finally got that number one running back to go with it, and it's going to open up all those guys. It's going to leave more plays. I think they had a bit of a rough year, a little bit of a year where they were trying to find their identity. And I think that they found it here going into the playoffs here. It's going to serve them well. I think we're going to see them at least get past the first one, maybe 2 rounds, but I don't know that I've got them in my Super Bowl. I don't think I've got them in my championship. I don't think I've got them even in my division championship at this point. But I certainly think they'll make the playoffs and get past the first round.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Getting up out of this game, man, going to another game. That was a big game. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they shocked the Broncos 34-20. This game was a big game for the Jaguars. They moved to 11-4. I didn't think I would see the Jags get 11 wins this year. Trevor Lawrence is looking like the Trevor Lawrence who they drafted, who they wanted to draft. You know what I mean? He was 23 for 36, 3 touchdowns, looked really good out there. Bo Nix looked all right out there too. He had 352 passing yards, but it seems like from the beginning of this game, the Jaguars had total control over there. They came and they hit Denver in the mouth.
Yeah, man. Carolina is one of those teams, man, that's really been showing up this year, and I think we spoke about that a couple weeks ago as one of those teams that you got to watch out for. But ETN and how
Did you
how
say
Lawrence been playing. Huh?
Did you say Carolina or Jacksonville?
Yeah,
I did
say
Carolina. Jacksonville, I meant.
Oh, okay.
No, man. I mean, you could blow me away. I don't care if you polled 100 people, 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people. No one had the Jaguars having the kind of year they're having.
Right.
I think that all of us recognize individual players of that league or of that team. right? I think they've got a great 1-2 punch in the running back combination. I've never trusted Trevor Lawrence to get the ball out, so the fact that he's having the season that he's having is
Mhm.
really saying a lot. I mean, I think he's kind of coming into that prove it time in his career where
Yeah.
the Jaguars, this year's draft is not a quarterback heavy draft. The year after is, and you are going to watch guys doing a lot of assessing of their quarterbacks between now and then and whether or not they're going to replace them. And if you're a quarterback who's was drafted in a high pick and has been given the kind of leash like Trevor Lawrence is, well, guess what? This year, next year are your years to show that they shouldn't be looking for your replacement because there's going to be some options coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
They played a very good team in the Broncos. Obviously, Green Bay couldn't get it done, even while switching up the game plan. And certainly, I think injuries played a lot to that. But Denver's been a very good team this year. They've put a lot of people on notice.
Yeah.
I think this is Jacksonville's coming out party and
Yeah.
going, if you're not looking at us, if you didn't think that we were worth watching earlier on in the year, if 11
But
wins aren't enough for you in a season, you
yeah.
better pay attention to us because we're rolling into the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I think that Jacoby Myers pickup was big for them. That opened up the offense a little bit more for them. Once they got Jacoby over there, you can see Trevor Lawrence kind of getting a little more comfortable at what he was doing. So yeah, man, that was a big win, man. They snapped the Broncos 12-game winning streak. Bo Nix had 5 fourth quarter comebacks, but he couldn't make it 6. That was a little bit too much for the Broncos, and Jacksonville, man, moves on to be 11-4. Also, guys, let's get to another game. These guys, they kind of putting themselves in a place in the season where you want to get hot. The Houston Texans, I mean, they beat the Raiders. I mean, it's the Raiders, but the Houston Texans roll over the Raiders 23-21. Houston's one of those teams that you're going to have to watch out for because of that defense. The defense is beastie.
Yeah, Texas has been incredible on defense this year. It's what's kept them in games. It's what's winning them games. Their offense has struggled at times, but I think they're starting to find their identity as well. And with a game with that mentality of anything could happen on Sunday. But with that said, I think this game exposed a lot of their weaknesses. You shouldn't have struggled with the Raiders the way that they did here. I know the score kind of shows it being a closer game than it actually was, but Houston's really going to need to kick it into that extra gear and come together as an offense to
Yeah,
find their identity if they're
yeah,
going to get anywhere in the playoffs.
yeah. I agree. Moving
Yep.
on to the next game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals over the Miami Dolphins 45-21. I mean, I'm thinking at this point, Joe Burrow, he's dealt with injuries. It hasn't been a good year. Why keep playing him? You out of the playoffs, but I get it. He said he want to go out there and play for the fans. I guess, man, he did a good job, man. 4 touchdowns, 309 yards. But this game wasn't about the Bengals. This game is about the Dolphins. Is it time to blow this team up, Chris?
100%. If Mike Daniels is coaching this team next year, then I don't know what they're smoking down there in Miami. Really, it's time to start over. It's time to start scrapping thing. I think that they're looking at a couple year rebuild. I think part of their problem has been is that they're not a very young team. They don't have a lot of great building blocks. They are 2 years away from even being able to pick up a good quarterback. I think it's going to get worse
Damn.
before it gets better here. But it's absolutely time for the Dolphins to blow this up, hang it all around Daniel's neck and their GM, and send them out on the first thing smoking.
Yeah, I agree. We had a game of first place, man. This was a first base battle. You had the 7-8 Buccaneers take on the now 8-7 Panthers. The Panthers pulled this one out 23-20. This division is tricky to me, man. The Panthers, they got on the ball at the right time, but I almost feel like any team that comes out of this division can be one of those sneaky teams that you got to really prepare for. They'll put you out. Baker Mayfield has all of his weapons at this point, and it's just going to be, a little bit before him and Jigba, Godwin, and Evans, and then they got Otten to get on the same page. So both of these teams can be scary teams in the playoffs. El, you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Initially when the season started with Tampa Bay, they started out phenomenal, and we never would have thought that Carolina was going to be the team that they were going to be. Just with even just them being young, and just like on the screen, McMillan's been having a great rookie season, and he's just been a standout stud, man, coming into these playoffs. And Carolina's looking good. I got it right this time. Carolina's looking good, man. Definitely a team that you got to look out for.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The winner of that division is going to be pretty much the only team that makes it out of in that division to the playoffs. I don't believe any of them can get those wins to get past the Packers or Detroit. So that was a huge game right there. Moving on, we had the Buffalo Bills take on the Cleveland Browns, and Buffalo they edged this game out. They looked like they had full control of it in the beginning, but then Josh Allen went down with an injury, and after that injury, the second half they just didn't look like the same team. For Josh Allen to be 12 for 19, 130 yards tells you that something was going on with him. He may be a little bit more hurt than we actually know, but they won the game on the ground with James Cook, who's he's second in the league in rushing with 117 yards today. I mean,
and if you would have told me that a year ago, I would have told you were insane. I think Cook is a good running back. I think he's great in the system that they're using him for. But I think this screams to bigger issues in Buffalo and why it is they haven't been able to lock down the big games here. Putting up games like this, I mean, it's the same concern I had when the Packers lost to the Browns. Is the Browns have exposed a lot of teams this year.
yeah.
Not that the Browns are a terrible team. I think the Browns have shown this year that they could absolutely play spoiler to anybody's season. I still think it's a bit of a goal yet for them to get to the point of where they're playing for their own season. But there's problems in Buffalo right now. There are things going on. How Josh Allen is holding on to the lead in the MVP race ahead of Drake May is beyond me, especially after a game like today, a game like he had this weekend. I think they should be very concerned in Buffalo about what Josh Allen they're going to get as they roll into the playoffs, as the weather gets worse in New York there, and they continue to play in a subpar league. Once you no longer have to worry about the Jets and the Browns of the NFL, and you have to start playing some elite players or some elite teams in the playoffs here, 3 points is not going to be enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I agree. Myles Garrett did get awarded a half a sack, so his next sack will tie him for the season record. That's amazing. I'm pretty much feel like that's the only thing the Browns is playing for right now. Shador Sanders didn't, he played all right. He was 20 for 29, a lot of dinking and dunking. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He just don't have enough, And when you have your quarterback leading the team in rushing, when Shador had 49 yards, it's just not gonna work, man. It's just not gonna happen, man. Unless you fucking Lamar Jackson or somebody like that. But the Browns are awful. They are who we thought they were, and we didn't leave them off the hook. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it with that one right there. But they're going to have to do something a little different for Shador out there, or they're going to end up getting him hurt because Man. You gotta do
Yeah,
something.
it was awful, man. I mean, listen, Miles Garrett is, a generational talent. And we're talking about it for a guy who asked out. They drove the dump truck full of money up to his door, dropped it off, signed, and is still talking about wanting to get out of Ohio.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. For to get a field changing amount of money right at your position, to be the highest paid ever at a position, and still get out there and gripe about your team and their inability to get it done. uh, if it was anybody but the Browns, I'd be mad at him.
Yeah. I agree.
But what the Browns expected, he's like, absolutely. He's going, I love Miles Garrett. He's going, I'm going to take your money. Give me all your money, because Lord knows you're not going to spend it right yourself, right? It's like giving your kids a credit card and sending them off to a mall. I'd feel better about it if I knew they were going to go out there and spend it on useful items, but they're going to come back with like 50 Labubus and 100 accessories for them, and and totally screw this up, right? So you might as well take their money. You might as well put it in your own pocket, because that is how bad the incompetence is in Brown's ownership. I think they run it too much like a business as opposed to a sports team. And I think that's one of the things they can really learn from the Packers about is when you worry more about winning championships than you do the bottom line will follow.
Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, man. Moving on, man. We had another great Thursday night game. The Rams played against the Seattle Seahawks. That was another game that was first place game, a real big game for the playoff seedings. And the Seahawks, man, Sam Darnold, he edged out the 49ers. Shit. He edged out the Rams, man, 38-37. But this game was almost the Seattle Seahawks versus Puka Nacua. This dude, Puka Nacua, was on fire.
Yeah, that's video
Just
game
out
numbers.
here
That's ridiculous.
ruining and making fantasy football seasons, my friend.
That's exactly what I was gonna. How many points is that fantasy? That has to be in the 40s.
I think he had 46.
I mean, it depends on what format you're playing, but either way, it was going to be a lot, man. It's if when one guy has this kind of impact, it's it brings up a lot of questions defensively,
Yeah.
right? Is how did he get it done? What did you not see him? At what point didn't you start double teaming him?
Right.
There are a lot of questions there for Seattle. I really thought Seattle had started to show us some stuff here at the end of the season that they may actually be, maybe performers instead of pretenders. But Nakua, I mean, just made him look foolish over
Yeah, he
and
did,
over
man.
and over.
He did. He did. And Stafford, man. I mean, come on. You gotta take your hat off to him, man. Stafford threw for 457 yards, man. He looked amazing out there. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Stafford, to me, Stafford is the MVP at this point in the season.
Yeah, that's a point that I was making earlier. I felt as if Stafford was the MVP just because of even just the fact of him not getting any interceptions for that long period of time. He was like 21 touchdowns and no interceptions, but he's been amazing the whole season. And to think that you hit him 12 times, that's how Aaron Rodgers used to do Devontae Adams. He get your wide receiver that can catch it. You throw the ball to him every time. It's just like playing a video game and choosing the same player every time.
Now,
It
this game
works.
came down. It was a lot of games like this week that came down to a lot of, sometimes you can almost say one play. Now, this was something that I haven't really seen in the NFL when a play happens and then they review it to see if it was a forward or a back pass, right? But after the pass, the player from the Seahawks picks the ball up, but the whistle wasn't blown. So now the referees go back, review the play, and gives them the 2 points because they grabbed the ball. If you guys didn't see it, McVay was a little puzzled about it, the same way I sound about it. Check out what he had to say.
I've never quite seen anything like what happened on the 2-point conversion where you're lined up to kickoff. Then they say it's a fumble because they had the clear and obvious recovery. Now you tack it on, you make it a 30-30 game. Very interesting. Didn't get a clear explanation of everything that went on just because of some of the timing of it. They were trying to be able to do that, but that's the thing that I've said. I've never seen anything or never been a part of anything like that, and I've grown up around this game. I'm not making excuses. We don't do that. I don't believe in that. It doesn't move us forward, but we do want clarity and an understanding of the things that we can do to minimize that when we rejected the 2-point conversion.
That's a tough way to lose a game.
Yeah, I don't know. I had not seen this. Are you telling me they lost this game because of rejecting a 2-point conversion that they would have gotten on a bad call?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's one way to stand on your morals, but I'll take the frickin' win, man. I'm just, if the refs are going to gift wrap you the game, you take the game. And a league as competitive as this, and one that comes down to inches and wins, and wow, it's
No, they lost the game
good.
because of that.
Yeah, I'm telling them to call
okay.
New York at this time.
No, they lost.
I'm saying call everybody and figure out what's going on. Call New York, man. Let's get everybody on the line because it shouldn't go down like that. We gotta. It seems that's crazy.
The farther we get into the age of technology that we're in, and the more we continue to get calls wrong, when everything's mic'd up and the cameras are everywhere and the technology exists to get the call wrong, there should not be this ambiguity or questions on the field of what happened here. Right? It should be clear as day. It should be, hey, we got this, especially when it comes down to playoffs, end of games, critical games. We've all seen this 1-2 time where I hate to see a bad play end a game. I hate to see games that end in a questionable manner where the league can't straighten it out right then and there. I think it's an absolute disgrace for the NFL. I think it's something they need to continue to work on, along with what's been some very questionable ref calls this year. Parsons' inability to get a hold call for the first 8 games of the season seems to also reflect that. I think that there's too much technology now for us not to be able to play this game the way we want to see it played. And while I've always appreciated the angle that human error could bring to a sport, I find in my old age that it's just pissing me the fuck off. All right, you know what? Get it fucking right. Make the fucking
There's
call.
two
Pause
sides.
somebody. Call
There's two
somebody.
sides to that, though, Chris. There's two sides to that because the fans in Seattle think that they got it right at the end of the day. So, hey.
Listen, great, and I'm sure the 12th man is raising their flag and using it to wipe away their tears of possibly missing the playoffs or certainly getting eliminated in the first round. If we're talking about teams that I think like somebody like Carolina could beat, Seattle. I think the Browns could end their year. It's just they're not. These are not great football teams that are going to go deep here. And while I'm all for taking as much luck as you can to win a game, a bad call's a bad call, and I hate to see games get decided that way, and I'm sure a lot of fans feel that way as well.
Yeah, sucks, man. Sucks.
Situation they haven't seen before.
Yeah. Sucks, man. Guys, I want to hit you guys with a stat, and I want to get what you guys' opinion is on this stat. I usually don't like talking about these guys because they're pretty much trash. The Jets. Do you guys realize the Jets are 2 weeks away from setting an unbreakable record? Do you guys know what that record is?
Most
Winning 2
consecutive
weeks in a
losing
row.
seasons.
Worse. The Jets are 2 games away from not having one interception the whole season.
Wow. Well, there goes every defensive coach on that team.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. I mean, the Jets. I mean, out of teams the Jets are as bad as the Brown, man. I don't know if it's an ownership curse, if it's the inability to play football or select a football player. I mean, they seem to pick. I mean, it seems to be where careers go to die.
Yeah.
If somebody has potential, gets picked up by the Jets, it's like, oh my God, they had such a great career until they got drafted by the Jets. They're like the Johnny Manziel of leagues here. It's like you feel like they don't even watch play or anymore. It's like they're like, hey, come see us play. We don't know who we have anymore. It could be you. I mean, they're a week away from holding open tryouts. So this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing at a whole new level. They're going to use it as a reason they're going to be like, oh, we've got some great draft picks. I don't know that this upcoming draft class is the kind of draft class where you want a really high draft pick. I mean, I guess I won't say that, but there are no solutions in this year's draft for the Jets. So this is going to continue to go forward. If their offseason doesn't get progressively better, and with players like Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner out in the league just spilling all the tea about how miserable of an organization it was,
Yeah.
and how poor, on how phone calls turned into in-person meetings. There needs to be a real culture change in New
Yeah,
York.
it's been bad, man. The Jets have just overall been totally bad, even with Mark Sanchez and just everything associated with the Jets right now. It's just horrible, man. Doesn't surprise me that they have no interceptions. And just to think, I was upset because we didn't have any takeaways for the Packers for like 2 games. So to go an entire season and not have an interception, you don't need to fire the defense. You need to fire everybody.
Everybody.
All right, guys. That was a nice NFL recap, but I want to get into some things that I know that y'all probably want to talk about other than NFL. We had a great week of sports, a great weekend of sports. Shout out to the NFL for an amazing, entertaining week. I know how watching the Packers go down like that could be gut wrenching, but at the same time, you have to say we was entertained. And the Packers will live to see another day. They just got to get one more of these victories. Was it one more win for them to be able to be in the playoffs? So, we'd be good. So check this out, guys. Over the weekend, Jake Paul took on Anthony Joshua.
Yes. A win for the culture of boxing.
Oh,
Thank you. This was so gratifying, so satisfying, all the fines that is out there in life to see this. I mean, this was orgasmic.
Right. I mean, and rumor has it he's taken him out of boxing, right? As the double broken jaw will likely end his boxing career, if we
Yeah,
want to call what the hell, fighting geezers for cash, a boxing career. But I mean, he caught a real one in Joshua there, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I wanted him to let it keep going. Every time he got up, I thanked God a little more and just prayed that he would put him down again and again and again. He exposed everything everybody had been saying about him as a boxer, which is, if you're not fighting a guy 10, 15, 20 years past his prime or
yeah,
somewhere near your weight class,
mm,
that it's a joke. You're a
yeah,
sideshow. And well, he's certainly been an all right promoter. I think he
yeah,
certainly brought some pretty good matches to some of his events. I mean, not his matches, but some of his other matches have been pretty good fights, or some
yeah,
of the other matches he's had on his cards have been pretty good fights. But I'm happy to see him go down. I'm happy to see this be done with.
yeah.
And I think that Joshua deserves all the money and props and credit. Somebody buy this guy a drink, a pizza, whatever it is he's at. You see him at a car wash, pay for that wax. All right, because he saved boxing, in my opinion.
He
Because
did.
well, Jake Paul certainly brought a lot of eyes. I just don't think he brought the eyes that we wanted. I don't think that they brought eyes of people who cared about the sport. I
Yeah.
think they brought the eyes of the guys who just wanted to see him beat up old men,
I don't know
and
what
run
the
his
hell.
mouth.
I don't. So with me, I don't dislike Jake Paul. I like Jake Paul as a guy who went out there and said, you know what, I'm gonna do things my way, and I'm gonna show y'all that anybody can do this. So and when you look at it like that, you can't do nothing but give Jake Paul his props. From he's made himself a very very well off multi-millionaire. He's entertained us, but kind of the way he did it really didn't sit right with me. By, like you said, beating up on older people who really ain't really boxers and stuff like that. Now, he knocked the hell out of Nate Robinson, and that that was like, oh shit. Then he knocked out Woodley, which who the fuck can't knock Woodley out? But he started knocking out all these people who wasn't really boxers, and then we actually got a chance. And they say, oh well, he went up against Tommy Fury. Who the fuck is Tommy Fury? Tommy Fury, even that's the wrong Fury. That's not the Fury who we
Right.
want him to fight. So we finally got a chance to see him up against a real life champion, and he bit off a little bit too much than he could chew. Come on, bro. There's a reason why there's classes. There's a reason why there's different weight classes in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You trying to fight a man that's much bigger than you and a champion, and you're not on that level. Now, Jake Paul, his game plan wasn't good, or maybe he went away from the game plan and got in the ring. And like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. If you didn't see the fight, check out how Jake Paul just kept falling. I don't understand why he kept falling. Check this out.
He in the wrong sport,
think at,
man. He
I
need to
think
be
at that
wrestling.
point he thought he was his brother, or this was WrestleMania, because
Yeah,
he keeps shooting for that takedown like he's been practicing MMA for. He's just
exactly.
trying to be
But
like, please stop hitting me.
you got to think of it like this though.
Look,
Every moment that he's around like that, he's not getting punched, so he's taking seconds off the clock just every fall. So look, hey,
Listen, man, I
That's
can
about
hold on
2
to
minutes.
his leg
That's like
for
2 minutes and
5
20.
rounds.
Look at this, man.
Hey,
This is ridiculous, bro.
you see
Look,
how he ran around the ring? Hey, man.
Just chasing to hug him, brother. I mean,
This was fuck
I'm
around and
sorry, this
find
guy
out.
had no business. I mean, I think it's great that he found a passion for a sport
yeah,
and engaged it and brought light to it. Um, but he wasn't fighting in weight classes. He wasn't fighting real fighters. He was doing a lot of talking his mouth. At the point of where they ranked him, I think that's what really irked a lot of guys in boxing is when they were like, listen, you can't put this guy as
yeah,
a top 50, fighter when he fought Mike Tyson in his 60s.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then
I
and
mean, I got a lot of respect for anybody who takes a punch from Mike Tyson at any age, but there gets to a point of where it's not the feat it used to be, and 60 was that age.
the crazy thing about
all
it
this.
is, go ahead, L.
Oh no, I was gonna say all this really was him having a money grab situation and him just performing the heel that he is. Ultimately, his whole career, he's been such a polarizing figure to where he's flourished off that. So this was only an opportunity for him to jump into that crazed character heel that everyone hated, and for him to make money. I mean, but people were saying that he really thought he can win. So that's really my question. Did he really, really think he could win that fight?
He probably didn't think he could win the fight, but he won that life. But I mean, shit, like Chris said, he got 2 broken jaws. He might not be able to fight no more. This might be it for him. If you didn't see the knockout was like a movie. It was almost like it was royalty. Check it out.
Out of Jake Paul, but when he gets caught with his hands down and his chin served on a platter.
Oh, watch how he look at it. Watch you smile. Mm. Damn.
I give him props for that, not putting him out.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, he had a number of ones where he ended up overextended and was just leaving his chin out there to get absolutely dabbed up on that hook. It happened repeatedly. It was, I mean, it was ugly for him. With that being said, man, and you talk about Markelio, you talk about him as a heel here. And the big rumor that I'm hearing now is that he's got something lined up with WWE. I would imagine maybe coming after the tag team titles with his brother Logan there and probably maybe joining the Vision. I think that would be a great spot for him. I think Logan Paul is really, this is where I'll give one of them their credit, has been a really incredible wrestler.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider his net worth to go out there and get it done. I think though that they've got to be heels. If they ever turn babyface, I will boycott and rage. But I think that you're absolutely right. There's nobody I enjoy seeing get whooped on more than the Paul brothers.
L, they said that this was the literally the Jake Paul versus Joshua fight.
Here,
I come to get my ass kicked.
you know when I had said about like you to get hit, man, you have always been the hit man, and ain't no one gonna take that away from you. I love Gina, and I did it for her.
World champion Thomas Hearns against Spade, who slips, falls down, whatever. He's looking a little confused at this. He may have been a little overmatched. Altercation that's about to take place. He's on a foot race now. I can't believe what he's doing with the ref. Payne again goes down. Now he thinks he's Antonio Inoki doing the crap.
Oh, yeah. See?
What is going on here?
That's about right, bro. That's what was going on.
I'm about to say this could be actual footage from the fight.
Yeah, man, classic. That's about right.
That was about right, wasn't it?
Hey, it's only right,
Yes.
man. That's the crunk. That's the crunk gym. That's Tommy Hitman Hearns. You had the crunk gym training, Jake Paul for this fight. So to come in full circle like that only makes sense.
That's funny, and that's funny. But shout out to Jake Paul, man. He put on another event. Was crazy. He's may get more viewers than any other boxing event this year or next year. Is good for the sport that now motherfuckers know you can't play boxing. You can talk that shit, but you go up against a real boxer, you go fuck around and find out. Hopefully his jaw heal up and he can get back to entertaining and maybe become a promoter or something like that. But I think the whole Jake Paul thing is over finally. Andrew Tate got his ass whooped too this weekend. I think that all coincided. Right. Also, we saw another fight in this card, and bro, you got to give love to Anderson Silva, man. The guy's 50 years old, still going out there lacing up and preparing for combat. But this ain't about Silva no more. This is about Woodley. Woodley keeps getting his ass knocked the fuck out.
Anderson Silva.
I still wouldn't put that past him either. I bet they could find a way to make that
Look at him.
Hey, I ain't gonna front though, P. I might have got caught with that because Anderson Silva did that little touch his ankle. Yeah. I didn't know if he was going to do a brain kick or nothing. He kind of glitched him for a second. He was like Hippo from Mike Tyson Punch Out, and he just got caught.
Yeah, but man, I mean, goddamn times you're gonna get knocked out, my boy. Ass
with the Dude Wipes sponsorship on there. Dude Wipes know what they doing, man.
Exactly what they every time he get his ass knocked out, they're like, yeah, we want to sponsor you. We got you. Yeah, man.
Right? They're waking him up with a little Dude Wipe across the brow there. They're like, how you all right?
We know this motherfucker gonna get knocked out. No, they said we wanted to put the logo on the side of the pants. Nah, we wanted to put it on the back, motherfucker, because we know you can get your ass knocked fuck out.
Oh,
so and he still want to box. Like, who wants to box after that? Stick to MMA, man. We don't want to see it no more. We don't believe you, Woodley.
Nah, it's over, man. I don't want to see Woodley do nothing. I don't want to see Woodley. I don't want to see him at a motherfucking event when they say we got celebrities in the building and I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see Woodley at the bar. I don't want to see him. Question for you guys.
You want to see Willie at home with a Coke and a smile, huh?
That's it, man. Go ahead and chill out. All right, guys, I got a question for y'all. I seen this a little bit earlier today, and I thought, this seems a little bit interesting. Y'all tell me if this makes a little sense to y'all. What if the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was actually a crashed UFO and we are the aliens?
Well, then we got screwed, dude. Where's my technology? Where's my jetpack? You mean that we had to go through evolution all over again just because some bitter ass fuck from our home planet could jettison us through space into another planet to cause a catastrophic wipeout of their indigenous life, but not provide us with fire and a basic building blocks for the foundation of life. I mean, I'm sorry, maybe I'm being petty. I'm definitely a super nerd, so I've spent too much time thinking about this.
I'm with you, man. What type of Darwinism is that? That's not evolving, man. That's going ass backwards. Like that don't make any sense.
What if we was
like what did we do to get sent to the Stone Age, bro? Right? It's like they decided to be like, fuck this, you're a monkey. Take your ass to this planet, X light years away, and good luck. If we see you again in 4,000 years, maybe we'll claim you as our own.
Yeah, that's kind of deep though. What if we was the asteroid that came here, blew up the shit, the dinosaurs ended they shit, but we was the aliens that came to this planet and we started it here. But our peoples is coming back to get us now with Atlas. What is it, 3.1 or whatever the fuck that shit called? It's just too much, man. They'll never fucking tell us the truth, and that's the crazy thing about it.
They better leave my ass here because I'm going to be pissed when they show up. All right? Because I am. I'm going to be like, I'll be the first one. What the fuck did we do to you? What the fuck have you been doing? Right? You got some explaining to do.
Hey, did you guys that's funny as hell. I wanted to get on the Bucks a little bit. The Bucks did take on the Minnesota Timberwolves yesterday. Bucks ended up losing that game in a close one. No Giannis, but I wanted to see what y'all thought about the way Giannis and Ant-Man. Did y'all see that exchange between Giannis and Ant-Man? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
So Ant-Man said something to Giannis, and Giannis don't play that shit. Check this out.
Well, we didn't get a matchup between Anthony Edwards and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Still one more chance of that later in January. Wolves, big second half. They rally from 16 down.
What I think he said?
Yeah, he with all the shits. So I'm gonna see you again.
Look at that look.
I mean,
this before the game now. This after.
I think it's tough guy talk to a guy who's not going to see. You could run your mouth all you want to the guy who's not playing tonight.
Something was said. Look at that look. What's y'all take on the Bucks? What'd you say?
I'll be looking like that right now if I play for the Bucks right now too. But all jokes aside, they actually started this game out pretty good, man. We had a different starting lineup. We played the big man lineup to try to match the Timberwolves size. We'll bring in Porter off the bench and put them in the starting lineup with Kuzma and Miles Turner and Kevin Porter and Derry Bird. So they looked good for 3 quarters. But then we saw the usual Bucks, unfortunately, in that third quarter really exposed them when they went on a drought of not scoring for like 9 straight minutes. And Minnesota went on that 23 to 9 run. That was pretty much the game within itself. You can't have those lulls in your game for that long period of time. You have to be able to construct a play within 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time not to score a bucket, not even shoot a free throw. That's bad.
Yeah, well, if you think that's bad, the Bucks tonight took on the Brooklyn Nets, and the Bucks ended up losing that game 82-127. This is a franchise record for margin of victory for the Nets. Gary Trent Jr. had 20 points. Kuzma chipped in with 7 rebounds. Porter was 7 assists. But the Bucks right now are 11-16. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago when we had our show, you gave a record that the Bucks may be in a couple weeks, and you're very fucking close.
Yeah, I said before you turn around and look at it, we're gonna be 11 and 16 or 11 and 15.
Yeah.
Because I saw so many games that we were gonna potentially lose with Giannis. We knew he was out for the next 2 weeks. So all you had to do was count the amount of games that we were gonna play in the next 2 weeks. The reality, we've been 3-7 in the last 10 games. So yeah, man, we got to figure it out. We have, had some great points. Miles Turner he did show some splashes in the last game and things of that nature. But to lose the Brooklyn Nets by 40 points, and man, it's a lot of once again explaining to do around there. And we really got to look at the option of even looking at possibly getting Giannis out here and trying to
Mm,
switch
yeah,
that team up. It hurts to even say it, but we don't have anything in place until what 2031 as far as picks and things of that nature. So we got to look at the options with that. Maybe it's a little early. I know we're only like 11 to 12 games behind, but I don't foresee us winning 10 games in a row. It's going to be a lot of inconsistencies. Hopefully, we can get hot towards the end of the season. We can pull in one of those
yeah,
eighth seeds. We talked about fourth and fifth seeds at the beginning of the season. I don't feel that way any longer. I'm hoping to get a seventh or eighth seed, especially with how the East is playing and teams like Orlando and you know are looking. Boston is looking like Boston. So I mean,
yeah. Yeah, Boston is currently in third place in the conference. The Bucks are out of the playoffs, sitting at 11, behind Chicago and Atlanta Hawks. Now, like you said, they could possibly be in the play-in this year, but all it takes is to get in. But this is a rough season for the Bucks, man. No doubt about it. I've been looking and scouring the league and saying, would this trade make sense for this trade? This trade makes sense. I think the Bucks gonna have to shake it up, man. If they don't, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. They're gonna be in a lot of trouble, man. I don't know what
Right. I
to.
think when you look at the future needs of the team and where they're at right now, is either they've got to get Giannis to commit to another deal,
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
and accept that he's also that we're going to rebuild, and
Yeah.
it's going to be at least one down year. I think that there's certainly an opportunity for us to make some moves in the upcoming season, but I think really it's going to be more about moving some guys for draft capital, not for necessarily this upcoming draft, but for the draft after that. Well, I'd love to keep Giannis. I think Giannis is done. I think Giannis doesn't want to be here anymore. And I
Mhm.
think Giannis is trying to force the Bucks hand on it. I think he wants the trade, but he doesn't want to be the one who comes out and says he wants the trade. If the Bucks trade him, he's going to be fine with it. He's going to be ecstatic about it. He'll go where he wants to go. He'll have some say in that. But I don't think that he's going to come out and say it. As far as he's concerned, he's got a year left on his contract with a 1 year player option that he doesn't need to execute. So, worst case scenario, he's here this year, he's here next year. I think the reality for Milwaukee here is that if Giannis doesn't commit to another contract, really by the offseason,
Yeah.
which
You
I
got
don't
them.
see happening, then you got to move on from him because
Yeah.
it's the longer you hold on to him, the harder it's going to be to move him for anything truly
Yeah.
productive.
Yeah.
Certainly, maybe somebody who's a competitor will, a contender at mid-year next year may want him for the back half of the run, but really, he's not going to okay getting moved somewhere unless it's somewhere he wants to go and somebody going to extend a deal to him.
Well, the crazy thing about it is, depending on where he goes, you're gonna have to give up half of that team to get him.
mhm.
So
No
it's only
doubt.
a couple teams that can survive a trade with him, and I would say that would be, of course, OKC because they have abundance of draft picks and they have young assets that they can offer the Bucks. And the second team damn near could be the San Antonio Spurs. When you look at what the Spurs got over there, you got the young guy Castle, you got Vassell, you got De'Aaron Fox, you got draft picks, you got Harrison Barnes, you got the assets to make the trade. But do you want to take away from a young Wemby adding a star like Giannis around him, who's going to really change the whole fucking team?
Yeah, I think the question in that, man, is really even when you get Giannis over there, are you going to be, if you're not OKC, are you going to be able to compete with OKC? Because that's a young team that's running on all cylinders, and I'm not sure Giannis going to any team is going to make them the clear, champion over there. OKC is locking it down.
Yeah. I wouldn't fuck my team up though if I was OKC. I would just keep these youngins and roll with what I got.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I think in both cases, guys, that you're underestimating what Giannis can bring to that situation, just not at a talent level. But if you're talking with the Spurs, Wimby is an international star who came over just like Giannis did. I think there's a lot Giannis can do to help to help quicken his adjustment to the league. Not that Wimby's had a lot of trouble there. And then certainly when you're talking about OKC, you're now talking about a veteran guy with a lot of drive who is not only a great influence in the locker room, but a great influence um, in the basics and the showing up and to doing making all the practices, watching all the tape, staying out of trouble, items that teams haven't been able to do. I mean, look what, what is it, Ja? I mean, right now, I don't think you could give him away for
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
for more than for more than a late round pick.
Yeah.
And so, I think that there's that besides not only a talent and um, a competition standpoint, I think there's a lot that Giannis brings with him that would benefit both of those teams.
Yeah.
Now, do I see either of those teams giving up a bunch of stuff for Giannis? No. I mean, OKC's so young, they're so growing. The draft class is pretty good. They've got a lot of picks. They've got their future pretty well in hand. I could only see them adding somebody like Giannis if somebody went down and they really felt they needed it to kind of fill a gap and elevate to that next level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But as crazy as it sound, me being a diehard Bucks fan, and I'm a diehard Warriors fan, so let's get that clear. I would never thought that out of my mouth. I would say probably the best situation for the Bucks is to trade Giannis. It sucks. If he can't commit, then you got to go ahead and move on, man. It's going to be devastating for that the economy down there, because I feel like everything they built down there for Giannis, and when you go to the Deer District, all that stuff wasn't none of that stuff down there. So they're gonna have somebody to have people want to come and watch basketball in Milwaukee, or all those businesses down there. They're not gonna be able to flourish. And that's a huge, devastating blow to the economy in Milwaukee. So the Bucks, they got a lot to, think about and figure out. But if you ask me, I think the move is to go ahead and go young and just go ahead and cut the ties, man. He will forever be a Milwaukee Buck, a great Milwaukee Buck, just as Lou Alcindor was. But I think it's about time. So I'm gonna get to this real quick, guys. I'm gonna do a little educational thing. So I want to show y'all the force of a human bite versus an animal bite. Y'all fuck with it?
Let's go.
I'm here for it.
Okay. Oh shit, y'all don't see nothing, do y'all?
Not a thing.
Nathan.
My bad. Rewind.
What are they biting?
I don't know how I feel
This is
about
a
that.
terrible look. Okay.
I didn't even look at no numbers at first because I just damn,
I would stick my pole in a hyena's mouth, but to each their own.
Gorilla. I didn't know Gorilla's bites was that strong.
Oh man, gorillas.
Hippo.
Like family, dude. They get you. Oh, dude. Don't go mess with the hippo. Wow. Oh.
You got the full circle.
Look at that.
He was like, Jaws will get it done.
Yeah, we ain't got shit on them animals, huh?
Yeah, man.
No, but I ain't
Vampire.
trying to bite Jaws to death either. You know, there's a reason I'd be, we're using tools, okay? That's why I'm out there with guns and
Yeah.
spears and nukes. You know, it's like, listen, you're not going to catch me fucking with any one of those animals.
No.
All right?
Exactly.
I'm not, if I'm coming at any one of them, you ain't got to worry about, I'm not coming with a pole. All right, I'm not here not here to poke them with a fucking stick. It's gonna be like I'm gonna stand way over there in that field with a big ass 50 caliber gun and aim for their head.
Chris, I've been getting my shoot on too, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been actually getting my shit together. You know, I go to the range a lot now, man. I just got me a 300 black. I got me a couple other things. Just got me an F5.7. You know, I'm getting nice groups out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to it, but my cousin's like, all right, now you got to come out and hunt with me. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just shoot these.
No, you don't.
I don't want to kill no animals.
Dude, first off, listen, there's a big hunting community out here in Wisconsin, as you know. I got a ton of friends who are big hunters. I'm a pretty good shot, and every time when I go out shooting with one of my friends, they're always like, "Man, why don't you hunt?" And I'm like, "Listen, man, sitting in a tree in 20 below zero weather for 8 hours at a stretch by myself may sound like fun to you, but
Yeah. Nah.
that's not my gig, man. I like to keep all my toes and fingers. I can buy a steak just about anywhere. And so, I ain't the one, but going out to the range and firing off a couple of rounds is a great way to reduce some stress and exercise some of your constitutionally protected rights.
Yeah.
So you gotta bang, bang, baby. I'm going to throw it in there.
Oh yeah, I just got me a whole bunch of shit. I got me suppressors. I got me a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, damn, they probably like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But I got a friend who's a ex-police, ex-SWAT officer, and that's his thing. So he been taking me to the range, and I've been getting better and better and better. Him and my cousin Kev, man, they've been taking me, and they've been getting me right. So I have been in the community. I don't know if I want to go shoot some animals though. I just don't want to. I don't want to kill an animal because, like, well, you gonna eat the animal when you kill them. Like, it just really ain't me. I'm down with going just to the range and shoot some targets and shit. El, when the last time you been to the range?
Man, it's been a while. The last time I was out shooting, I was actually out in the wilderness down south. So I got to get back in the range myself, man. Get my tackleberry on, get my police academy on, and
yeah. Hey, guys, so check this out, man. It's some things that you could go to jail for. That's maybe a little understandable, and then there's some things that you go to jail for, and you like, what the fuck, yo. Rapper Wiz Khalifa faces 9 months in a Romanian prison after being arrested for cannabis possession in 2024 when he smoked a joint while performing. Take a look at what Wiz did, and now he's facing time. Yeah.
Everybody in the audience like, ooh, because they know. That's the worst, man, to go overseas and be in jail, man. I hear horror stories.
Is he still in Romania?
Well, this is what happened yesterday.
That's what you thought. He said, "I'm not going nowhere."
Well, if he
Fuck
gets
around and
back in the
find out.
U.S., good luck getting that extradition, Romania. Until then, if he's still in Romania, he's in trouble.
Yeah. Damn.
You know, I mean, you got to follow the laws of the countries you go to, whether you agree with them or not, right? Otherwise, you could end up spending some time in a fucked up country's jail. I don't know what Romania's jail looks like, but I ain't about to fucking find out.
Smoking a joint.
It ain't worth it, man. You feel like Brittany Griner, man. I'll wait.
Right.
Damn. Man, all right, man. Before we get out of here, I always like to show a little things, you know what I'm saying, where humans be doing human shit. L, you know, I got a niece and a nephew, or actually, I have a niece and two nephews. And one thing I learned from growing up is being an unc is priceless. You know what I'm saying? Check out what these unks been doing. I don't know if it's priceless, but check them out.
About to do a backflip. Man, pop your shit. Here you go.
Oh!
You good? You good?
Hey, Plaz, I know. I think. Oh.
I thought
Yeah.
he was dead. I thought he broke his neck for sure, dude. He just, man.
The activities, man. Check out this unk right here, man.
Hey, Unc finna hop on the hoverboard. Why y'all keep sending him out to do dumbass shit? I got it, chill.
Hey, she set it up though. She told him. She called it. They better listen to her.
And why them fools got the same outfit on too, though? The other two had the same outfit on.
He ain't moving, P.
Why are they doing this to their uncle, man? What'd they do? What did Unc do to them? All right.
He turned to a goddamn Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, yo, you got to slow that down. I want to see his face as he was
Look at Unc.
On the hoverboard.
Exactly. Look at that. He got his Coke 45 in his hand. That shit go. He ain't got his beer in his hand no more.
That thing's in space, man. It's in. He lodged.
Activities, man. Come on now. You gotta be a little more careful when you an unk, man. You gotta be smooth. You gotta be sly. You gotta be calm and collective. You gotta be a player, kind of like Unk right here.
I don't want to see
Oh,
you.
you giving her a high.
You got this music. Look.
He just twitched.
Look at him, man.
Hey, mama. I ain't none of your mama. Hey, mother. I ain't none of your mother. Don't play with my parents, please. Oh, I say, hey, mother. Well, don't play with her. I don't play with my own mama. Well, okay then. Get out of my face. Father's Day is Sunday. Well, that's good then. Father's Day is Sunday.
He got his theme music. Oh, girl, you gonna get some of this game today.
Get him out the way, 'cause I love you too. Well, move. I gotta move now. Stay here. I don't care if your girl stay. My own?
Hey, the crazy thing, everybody got an uncle or auntie that got this type of relationship too.
Well, move out the way. What?
Oh, he turned it up on it.
She was like, "Fuck you, and Phil."
Everybody got an unk, man. That got everybody in Every family got an unk somewhere in that family. And shout out to Unctivities.
Yes, sir. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I know I done had y'all a little bit long, man, tonight, man. First of all, I want to say, man, I appreciate Chris coming through the show, man, and hanging out with us, bro. We gotta have you come back.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. It was great being on. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. L, anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Man, like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. The Plaz and Logic Show. Until next week, deuces.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks everybody for checking us out. Once again, we want to say thanks to our homeboy Chris Leopold for coming through and giving us some of that good information. The Packers went down this week, but next week is another week, my guys. Next week is another week, and that's a week to maybe possibly clinch and be in the playoffs, and that's all you can ask for. And everybody, if we don't see you guys, Merry Christmas to you and your fam. Hope y'all have a great, blessed holiday. You spend it with the loved ones. Enjoy it. I got my kids all out here, man. I'm excited. I'm thankful. I just, when you have your kids and your wife and in the whole household, it's almost like a feeling that money or nothing can give you, man. It's just knowing that you got your family right there, and that's what life is about. And if you got that and you blessed to have that, just understand how blessed you are, and just try to live in the moment and not let other things cloud it, because we all got shit going on. But try to live in the moment, enjoy the family, have a great holiday, and love on your loved ones, man, because you never know, man. Thanks for checking out the Plaz and Logic Show. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we up out this thing. Let's go.